Matt here, taking a look at some stacks for tonight's 5-game slate. Given it's just 5 games and the fact that most of them are West Coast in bad ballparks, kind of tough to come up with even 3 stacks to be viably used.
Yeah, looking at these games, looks like I only really like 2 teams, but we could have a sneaky third team. So let's get this thing going. Maybe we can find some more as we go along.
Yeah, a couple of potential ones. San Diego, Atlanta, R.A. Dickey versus Clayton Richard. With R.A. Dickey being a knuckleballer, I kind of see some stolen base upside, possibly getting into that bullpen early. Guys like Margot, Jankowski, Will Myers, all have stolen base upside if they can get on.
Yeah, are they going to get on though? That's the thing. Dickey's got a pretty good knuckleball, and I'm not endorsing Dickey here at all, but if they do get on, nobody's going to stack the Padres on the slate, I feel like.
Yeah, I think there's potential here. I don't think the ballpark is that bad. I think it's going to play a little bit more neutral. Hell, if Inside Arte is going to be homering out there at SunTrust, I'll give some guys here a shot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, you go Myers, you go Jankowski. Yeah, you just put Margot there at the top, and then, dude, that guy Schimpf's got a lot of power.
Yeah, a ton of power. That's the guy I worry about connecting with the ball. If he does connect with it, it can go a long way. But I guess, starting off here, I think the Padres could be intriguing if you really are looking to be different.
Yeah, it depends on who you're paying up for pitcher too, But they don't seem like they're that expensive,
Yeah, so you really could fit, a top price arm in there with them. As far as Atlanta goes, Clayton Richard, obviously decent outing. This guy, he just doesn't go particularly deep into the games. I know he started and went deep against the Dodgers. A lot of ground balls, a lot of lefties in this lineup. I don't think there's a particularly good stacking opportunity here for Atlanta.
No, I can't see me doing it here. Like Richard's not good, but it's hard to stack against him because, like you said, has that ground ball rate and everything. And I feel like if Atlanta was going to go off, it was their night was last night,
Yeah, no, and that was definitely the matchup to look at. In this one, with the lefty, the only right-handers that he has to really worry about, Dansby Swanson. I know Freddie Freeman's obviously still dangerous. Brandon Phillips. Yeah, Garcia. It's just nothing that really scares me. I don't think it's really enough there. Probably just a one-off potential, if anything.
Yeah, actually, the more we talk about it, he might be in Richard might be in play to pitch.
Yeah, I think the quality outings there isn't out of the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on here, Mets and Marlins next. Jacob deGrom versus Adam Conley. No real stacking opportunity for me here. I just think, with Conley being the lefty, it only kind of opens up a few bats to use for the Mets, not a whole stack.
No, I won't stack the Mets here, but we were talking about this before we got on. If Cespedes plays, and what's his ownership can be pretty sky high, don't you think?
I would have to imagine he's one of the highest on the slate, just because pitching isn't that expensive, and his numbers against lefties, obviously the tear he's on, people are going to be all over him.
Oh man! So we're talking what, him, Flores. I don't even know after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think those are the only 2 guys I can really see using. It doesn't warrant a full stack.
And then I'm not going to stack Miami against deGrom.
No, I'm not either. deGrom, we were talking about him. You're not a big fan of pitching guys against Miami just because they are kind of that scrappy lineup to get through. But you look at deGrom's not a blow-up guy either.
No, yeah, just because I don't like pitching against Miami doesn't mean I'm going to stack Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Angels and Royals next year, Matt Schumacher versus Nate Carnes. Tough ballpark, wind blowing out, though. Now this is one of the ones where I'm teetering on. I feel like there's some interest here with this Angel side. You look at Carnes, not a good pitcher, but not a bad one either. Did struggle against righties, though, 1.42 home runs per 9 going back to last year. It kind of makes sense for guys like Trout and Pujols and maybe a Cole Calhoun in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, definitely Calhoun. And then if you need a cheap bat in there, I'm sure Espinosa will play, and he's got a ton of power.
Yeah, if he's sitting in the middle of that lineup, kind of just slightly behind, I don't mind it because outside of that, there's not a real lot of upside there outside of really those names.
Actually, for tournaments, I'd probably even like him better if he bats in that 8 spot like he normally does, and then you get that wraparound 8-2-3-4.
That's true, and it's not like the guys in front of him are bad on base guys. I mean, Ben Revere, CJ Cron, Andrelton Simmons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then, like, you start the inning off with the 7-hitter or the 8-hitter with Espinosa, and he gets on, and then to get an out, and the one guy gets on, and now you got your 2, 3, 4 guys coming up with 2 guys on base.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly worth a look. And you look at Vegas, I mean, over 4.5 run total. There's certainly some potential. I mean, what about the Royals? I know you stacked them last night. Moustakas, Salvador Perez. They're still on the cheaper side. You look at Schumacher. I mean, hasn't gotten off to the best start this year.
Yeah, we always talk about how you can't really stack Kansas City because they're just not that great. They're a better baseball team than a fantasy baseball team. But yeah, they came through for me last night, and I mean, I guess they're kind of sneaky tonight. I just see in my stack. I really want people like Hosmer going off, and he hasn't done anything yet.
I just think because, like you said, 2 of the highest owned guys on the slate last night both homered for the Royals. It was, it didn't make much else for the stack, but
right.
Salvador Perez obviously still in play. Eric Hosmer in play.
Yeah, probably Kane too.
Yeah, I think Kane is in play, especially because you look at Schumacher. He is worse off against righties than he is lefties.
Right, exactly. But I feel like that's the problem with stacking this team is because if I want to stack them, I'm probably gonna want to go Hosmer. If I'm gonna be on DraftKings, I'm gonna go Hosmer, Gordon, Moustakas, Kane, and Perez.
Yeah.
And I have 2 righties there, but then I have 3 lefties, and Schumacher's reverse. So.
Yeah, and it's not like he's great against lefties. It's just he's certainly at that average mark.
Right. No, and that's the problem. But Perez is fire him away. He's just hitting home runs everywhere.
Yeah, he's been lights out to start this year. So, it's certainly worth a look. I don't mind this game as a stack.
Right.
Texas, Seattle, Andrew Cashner versus James Paxton. As far as Texas goes, one of the lower totals on the slate. Paxton's been really solid to start this year. Not a guy that I'm looking to pick on right now.
No, I might throw Paxton everywhere tonight, which sounds, for some people, might sound crazy because, Texas has the bats. But in this matchup, like you said earlier with the curveball, and they just can't hit the curveball that well, there's no way I'm attacking Paxton here.
I'm not either. In that ballpark, I do like a stack here, but it's not Texas. On the other side, you look at Cashner. Probably the worst pitcher going tonight. 380 WOBA to lefties last year, 1.53 runs per 9. Righties 341 WOBA. So for me, Cano, Cruz, Seager, Haniger, those guys are all in play for me.
Yeah, I actually like this stack a lot. They haven't hit yet either, which means they're due, right? I feel like I stack this team almost every night. Yeah, we're talking about one of the best offenses, and I'm always stacking them waiting. It's like Houston. They're eventually gonna go off. Yeah. And isn't this the best matchup? Cashner coming off the DL here, maybe isn't stretched out enough, goes only 4, and then you get a bunch of the pen.
That's what I'm looking at because these guys have been struggling. The prices are kind of in that mid-range to underpriced for what we usually get them at.
Right. And there's no – I was looking up the BVP. There's no serious BVP. Seager's donged off him, but nothing too serious. I was hoping to see – I like BVP, so I was hoping to see a little bit of that. But with Cashner, I don't think it really matters. I just feel like this is a great spot for Seattle.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is a night that certainly they come around. I'm hoping that people are still kind of off of them, even on a 5-game slate. But they might come in a little bit overowned than what I like. But I still like them a lot.
Yeah, I actually kind of wish they were in this spot on like a 10-game slate because they'd have no ownership at all.
Yeah. Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Patrick Corbin versus Kenta Maeda. I like the Diamondbacks as a contrarian stack because, I think people still feel that Maeda is sure. I think he's still slightly above average right-hander, but he's not untouchable.
No, and I think if I'm going to attack him here, there's nothing wrong with going with Pollock and Goldie, but I kind of want the lefties,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna want Peralta and Lamb, and honestly, hopefully he cracks a lineup, have some Chris Herman.
Yeah. So you're looking just more one-offs here?
Yeah, probably or do a little 2-man Peralta Lamb.
Yeah, I think so. If you do want to go throw on the stack, it's obviously not bad to throw in Pollock and Goldschmidt. I think it's viable. Maeda is tough on righties. His struggles this year have come against lefties. So I do think, if Maeda becomes a bit more of a heavy ownership guy tonight, it's a nice kind of against the grain move.
Well, I think if you're trying to get up to DeGrom or something and you need to save some money, you could go, like I said, Lamb, Peralta, and then throw in Herman and then try to get somebody else at the bottom. Maybe Hazel Baker cracks a lineup tonight.
That'd
Try
be
to go
nice.
4 lefties and go a little contrarian route there.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hope that some more lefties sneak in because obviously this is always a right-handed heavy team.
Right, and if more lefties sneak in, then there's absolutely no shot I'll pitch Maeda.
Yeah. As far as the Dodgers go, I mean, you and I are talking, Corbin, obviously not a bad arm, been dealing with the injury issues for the last few years. Kind of looks like an actual serviceable left-hander now. Dodgers went out and added a couple bats. Obviously, they moved Yasiel Puig up into the 4th spot against lefties. I think it's just more one-off territory than anything. I mean, I guess you can see a stack here with the prices, but you also have to worry about some of those platoon guys getting only 2 at-bats or something.
Yeah, that always happens, and like TK or Van Slyke or something like that's going to happen. I think I really like Forsythe though, as like a one-off.
Yeah, he definitely comes in. I think Yasiel Puig is still viable too. So I think it's just more of like a 2-man thing. If anything, I can't see stacking really like 4 or 5 guys.
Right, and I mean, Forsythe just killed lefties last year. He had a 157 WRC plus. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and underpriced. I mean, only 3,100 on FanDuel.
Yeah, that's good value there, especially if you're not going to throw Corbin, you have no problem. I don't even mind throwing Corbin and having Forsythe in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to be a contrarian way, I think it's a solid option. So this game, I mean, grounds out probably just more 1-offs, 2-offs than anything.
Yep, I agree with that. So definitely our top stack is Seattle tonight.
Yep, definitely look at Seattle. If you're looking to be contrarian, I mean, San Diego, Royals, Angels all kind of round out for secondary stacks.
Yep, it's going to be hard for me to get away from Seattle.
So that's going to wrap things up here. You can head on over to DaveFantasyCafe.com, check out our great tools and content.